Hi, real quick. This is the second video. In this video, I want to talk about energy miners. I want to talk about people who know owners or senior operators or connections in manufacturing, refineries, you name it, any large energy consumer. And and what energy miners are people who subscribe to energyminers.org, and the first 2,000 subscribers, it's $32 for the first year. What do you get for that? You get our engineers, you get our technology, and you make a connection to one of your friends, your Uncle Bob down the street who works at the cement manufacturing plant, and they buy a unit. Oh, well, you get 1% of the commission. Well, 1% of the commission is about $17,000. Now you do get it in two chunks. One, when the order is placed, and two, when the shipment is made. Or let's say we get down the road 3 months and Uncle Bob goes, "Holy cow, we are doing magnificent with that. Can we get 10?" Well, 10 times that 17,000, that's your paycheck. Now, I want you to kind of stretch beyond that because we have other levels. You can be an agent trainee, you can actually be an agent, and we can tell you how to get to those places. It involves the number of referrals that you make or the number of referrals that come through your network, people that you have signed up under you that are energy miners. And we'll talk about that a little bit more in a longer meeting at another time. So essentially, what we're talking about is network marketing, and what we're talking about profiting from is the approximate $6 trillion plus of energy that's rejected as thermal every year around the world. What TESS is, thermal energy storage system, is we salvage that thermal energy from minus 40 to even as high as 900 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're able to restore it back to processes so it doesn't have to be generated to begin with. Or at temperatures of 122 Fahrenheit and above, we can convert it directly to electricity. Well, that means we can catch heat from anywhere or cold. An NHL hockey rink, which is where one of the installations is in Canada. And and it can be a steel mill. It can be a petroleum refinery. It can be a million square foot commercial building. We're going to reduce their energy consumption in the neighborhood of 25 to 30%. We do that with tests. We do it in a couple of ways. One, what they're currently pumping up that's just extremely hot through cooling towers and another mechanism, we catch that heat, we turn it back into behind the meter electricity. And we're also able then to balance the thermal load and make the entire facility more efficient. And we do a no cost energy engineering analysis with a cost benefit analysis that accompanies that is overseen by our chief engineer. That is what we provide for the Energy Miner subscription. Now, let's say you really like this and you want to dig in and you want to build a network of people who don't want to pay any money for the subscription, but they're willing to make a connection for you. And we'll talk about those. We'll talk about those Padawans here in a little bit, in the larger presentation that we do. But what we're talking about is essentially building a network to go find those leads. And why do we want those leads? We want those leads. Yes, we would like for you to make nice checks. We want to have a lot. We want to have tens of thousands of Energy Miner subscribers. But what we want to do is we want to make this world a better place by causing these businesses to be more profitable, and in so doing, reducing the amount of heat we're putting into the environment, which rolls back and slows the climate damage that's been done by all of this waste. So what we're talking about is waging war on the environmental damage using profit as our principal weapon of choice. And you, as an energy miner, get to take part in that. Just think about it. $60 trillion a year, a decade, excuse me, $60 trillion a decade is wasted. And as the price of energy goes up, that number is going to go higher. But that's a lot of waste. Imagine this. Somebody says, hey, I heard they accidentally buried a Brinks truck in the garbage dump and it never got emptied. How many people do you think would be at the garbage dump? I'm actually thinking about doing a version of, I don't know if you remember the old song, uh, Let's Go to the Hop. I'm thinking about Let's Go to the Dump. That's what we want to do. We want to go to the energy dump, and energy miners go to the dump in order to mine that energy as a revenue stream for themselves, their business, their family. Maybe you're an engineering firm. We're looking for strategic partners who go, oh my gosh, we get this thermodynamic principle. Yeah, let's go get some money out of this. We are doing this for the reason of, just like any great invention, which this is now in its fifth generation, we have a shelf life of our unique factor. Outside of 5 years, people are going to figure out how to do knockoffs of what Dr. Bilodeau invented. That's to be expected. Now we've got patents, and we have patents pending in every country that we're going to do business, and that's going to be our process. But the idea is how you really fight this is not by having patents, even though that's important. You fight it by getting out there and maximizing your market penetration in the shortest amount of time possible. How do you do that? Warm channel marketing. You know somebody who knows somebody. Get us in touch with those somebodies. We're going to make their business more profitable, and we're going to put money in your pocket, and we're going to improve the environment all at the same time. And we're doing it with a system that pays for itself in a year and a half to 2.5 years, sometimes even less than a year. And it is an energy storage device, so it's a battery, but we're storing thermal energy. So we get the battery, the 30% investment tax credit our clients do for when they purchase a battery, or the leasing company, depending on how they negotiate it. That's how significant this technology is. So energyminers.org launches officially on October 17th. This is the lead generation that will feed the demand to the top of the sales funnel, that will force more. The ones who are ready to buy right now, we're going to find those a lot faster. We've got more of them inside the top. And why do we want to do that? Because we want them to come out of the bottom of the funnel as commissions and profits. So reach out, look at this on October 17th. That's the release date. It's energyminers.org. It's miner, ENERGYMINERS.org. And contemplate what difference you can make in your legacy, in your family, in your right now. You know, this is, uh, I had a chance to work for a few years with a group that were advanced thinkers. They called themselves the Renewable Energy Institute. And so I got to serve with them for a bit. And in the process, I saw several dozen of renewable energy technologies. And they were great. They were interesting. I don't, some of them weren't ready for the market, I don't think. But this technology is already proven in all the deployments in Canada, 0 hours of technology related downtime in all of the stationary deployments. It is an amazing tech. And if it's just being used for demand management, it will last for 41 years before you need to do a 15% modular upgrade to get back to spec. And if you're using this as a power generation tool, 15 years from now, you're going to have to do the same thing. And I want to just speak for a moment to the power generation. I had an opportunity today to present the solar thermal Rackham technology, which in about half an acre can catch enough thermal energy to generate 16.8 megawatt hours in a 24-hour day. I presented that to the judge at Jeff Davis County, Texas, and I'm excited about what we can do in rural electric co-op type situations, or even municipal electric co-op situations. So I've expanded on this probably more than I should, But think about it. How much of that $6 trillion annual wasted mine that's at the energy dump do you want? How much do you want to mine out of that dump? And do you want to find out how you can continue, how you can put $17,000 checks repeatedly in your pocket if you're one of those kind of people that's willing to dig in a little bit, or you're a connected engineering office, we can make you a little bit better deal. Um, just get in touch with us. It's energyminers.org, and this is this is an outreach and sort of a separate but connected part of TESS Energy Solutions. Energyminers.org is kind of the multi-level marketing side of the company, and what we're doing in that is spreading around the opportunity. I pray that you found this to be informative. If you'd like to know more about me, if you'd like to know more about TESS Energy Solutions, if you'd like to know more about the Energy Miners opportunity, again, this is going to be available on October 17th, this Friday. Please give it a check. Thank you for your time.